Okay, hello everyone. So first I want to introduce myself to do this reflection note. So my name is zhongkaidi and I'm a currently student studying in the Bachelor of Management at the Curtin University. Today I want to reflect on my experience as a university study and including my EYB across my employment profile, my present development and future career goals. So continue to my look back in university life. I have discovered that it's more than just the satisfaction assessment requirement and past exam. Rather, the more important aspect of university is to learn my strength and weakness, complete this series about my future and continuous development myself the better version of me. So for the reflection the usability profiles, the most benefit activities might be across with complete the ability assessment report and provide to the creation of the report. I learned that employability is not only the finding a job, but also about finding a job as the fit the personal capability, strategy, and values, which are then used to contribute to society in the management for managers. So for the first chart, they decide for my confidence levels is 7 aspects of our life. Based on the chart, I discovered that digital lines and the learning skills is also 2 of the best areas. And in my university life, I have to become increasingly more skills in analyze the digital technologies of a student's personality, and such as the ebooks, online debates, and repositories to refer more. And the university experience have the assessment upgrades more robust set in the independent learning skills, as well as the efficiency times management skills. And the second character was the benefit in offer me to the more comprehensive understood to my ability, including the aspect of communication, leadership, teamwork, and the correct answerness and the emotion intelligence. Among of the aspect, the communication has to provide especially important of me, and it was the first starting university, my percentage of the US 1001, and it was the very first public presentation. And I feel extremely nervous as a non-native speaker of English. And it was quite difficult of me, and I can do myself in a confident way in English. So nevertheless, after the participate in the values perspective and group discussion, I gradually understood the confidence is often more important factor than the perfect language skills. Accordingly, I became the more comfortable in the person and my ideas and perspective in the discussion. And this report made me aware that emotion intelligence areas on the wishes I needed to improve. I understood it was something to the concern to grade and the deadline, which is a lead to the stress and anxiety. And the reflection, I did realize that emotion management and the realism is required efficiency in the both university life and the future practical direction. So, and other essential elements of EYBM was opposite place that provided a complete that active. I was primarily think that just one potential character and path of myself in the future, the graduation of the university and the skills the job. But nevertheless, this plan inspired me to explore the multiple option. And in the plan, the first choice, I decided to work in the finance industry postgraduate. This is my most realistic pathway in the moment due to the strong connection to my business background. For the next 5 years ahead, I look in the start and the entire life in the position and divide into the finance analyze and become the serious finance professional at some point. My second choice is to get the master degree in Australia. It would help me to acquire the most specialized knowledge and enhance my academics credits in the choice. On the other hand, involves a great time the more investment. It can also lead me to more opportunity of my future career development. And the third option to open the bar in the future. The choice is very unlike the first 2 choices. It is a more risky and unconscious, yet it reflects my personal interest. And in the internship, I hope for the police to be in the third place outside the home and work, where the people can relax society and connect with others. And the current of the other opposite plan allowed me to understand creative development, not always the line roles. Success is not always the occur from the direction. And there are different roles which is the leaders value opportunities, skills, and personal values. And from the classroom reflection, in the classroom activities, the EYBMs have also a great impact on my learning experience. In the first activity, I think the negotiating experience, whereas act of the behaviors company and in the negotiation with the labor unions. When it was the negotiation about the strike, and I saw the unions respectively feel tense and uncomfortable. So this experience had led me to understand emotion that gives the important information during the communication negotiation successful is not merely based on the logical and the fact, but it's also understand the tones, body language, or the emotion signals. And then the directly relating of the employability, the assessment report as the refer of the importance of the communication skills and emotion intelligence, it is also showed me that even if that person is in the strongly position, it should still consider fairness, responsibility, and long-term relationship. And the second activity is what focus on the unconscious bias. Our group was asked to identify people's roles and across the bias and the limited information and internal impressions. And first, I thought the decision was objective. That, however, I subsequently understood that our decision could have to be shaped by the stereotypes many of the put on the peoples. And the active leader me to change my option about first impression. Even though the first impression might be beneficial, sometimes it should never become the base on the financial judgment. In the future, especially if I am a manager, I should make the decision based on the evidence, competencies, and the behaviors, not based on the appearance and background. And look back at my university reflection. And upon my reflection of my university life so far, then there have been the challenge and considerable person development, and this happened in my life. At the beginning from my university, my focus was to get used to the academic environment and the complete assessment later on. However, I realized that it also spares start to development the communication, teamwork, and personal growth skills. On the other areas where I have seen the most development in the term of my course in the past, I was not comfortable in the experience myself. However, for the particularly in the presentation, group discussion, and in-class activities, I have become the much self and more confident. I learned that confidence to protect the continue practice and the reflection. So it could start my university life again. I would get more involved in the personal network, even seek the industrial experience and earlier stage. So sometimes in the recent past, I have put too much enthusiasm in the assessment without the enough consider about the correct development, which is areas I hope to improve upon my after graduation. And I want to speak something for my future. I hope you would always remember what you have learned during university. Keep on holding and up to the confidence so that you have the build up through the experience of all kindness, and continue with self-aware to determine you shouldn't might change. Be humble and continue on the learning and always service to better version of yourself. On myself. Where is you happen to work the finance, to pursue the master degree, and will start your own business eventually, remember that the successful rise is responsibility, perspective, and the ability to know when the size that opportunity. Believe in yourself, and you shouldn't downplay your potential. So in the conclusion, the EYBM have been university experience went too far and helped me have to clearly understand myself and my future direction. I now become aware of my strategies and acknowledge and areas of importance. And this experience have made me who I am today, and continually guided me to person and professional development in my future. Okay, thank you everyone, and thank you for listening.